Okay, so many people don't agree on the fact that I said it's impossible to get stronger without getting bigger at the same time. And the reason people don't agree with me is because probably they have the knowledge of watching one YouTube video from an influencer who was wrong. And this is something normal. I'll correct you and I'll explain how this stuff works. And some people might use this argument that there's people that are very strong and they don't even look that big, which is something normal, okay? There's methods that will get you stronger, but they're not as effective for muscle building, but you will still gain muscles. It's just not as much as other methods, okay? For example, if you work on strength with the rep range of 1 to 5 and you're not close to failure and even failure, so you're far from failure, then you will still gain muscles, but not as much as if you would do a rep range of 6 to 15 until failure or close to failure. So you'll gain strength with the same speed, but it's just the muscle growth will be slower than in the method where you do 6 to 15 reps until failure, okay? Like in my plan, for example, from the website. So in that case, you will gain muscles faster. The strength progress might be the same, but the muscles will come faster. This is how it works. So about the individuals that are very strong, but they're not really big, what you need to do is compare the actual individual. So you look at him when he was weaker, and you look at him now when he was stronger. And even if he's not that big, he still got bigger. So even the people that don't look that big, that are strong, even they got bigger from getting stronger. So look at the individual, okay? Even that person was even skinnier before. If now he's not very big, but he's strong, he was even worse before, okay? So every individual is different, okay? There's some people who have crazy genetics for strength, but they look like they've never been working out. For example, there's this arm wrestler, Schoolboy, yeah? He's pretty big guy, he's like 6'5" or something, and he's been doing arm wrestling for so long, he's lifting heavy. He looks like somebody who never worked out, but he's very strong. There's people like this, there's exceptions like this. There's Tyson Fury, who is so good at boxing, but he looks like, again, he doesn't work out and he's very unhealthy, but he is very strong. But that's a very big exception, because there's not so many people like them. But in most cases, even the Schoolboy, he is bigger than he was before when he didn't work out that much. So even these people actually did get bigger from getting stronger. It just depends on the methods, okay? There's some methods that are more effective for strength, but less for muscle building. There's some methods that are more effective for muscle building, but not as much as strength, okay? So again, you need to compare the actual individual, okay? This is how it works. But the most effective methods for muscle building are the ones that are close to failure or until failure for natural athletes. All the bodybuilders that tell you to do supersets and high rep range, they don't know anything. High volume for muscle building for natural athletes is not effective. I spoke with people who went to Olympia and they won Olympia, so bodybuilders that know what they're doing, and their workouts are very different to natural athletes. Natural athletes need to focus a lot on failure, progressing the overload, and diet. Of course, bodybuilders need to focus even more on diet than natural athletes because they need to eat like crazy. That's why they die very early, sadly, and from a lot of steroids, of course. But again, when it comes to calisthenics athletes, I don't talk about them. I talk about lifting weights, okay? Getting stronger and bigger with lifting weights, not calisthenics. I did not mention this, so don't use the calisthenics athletes as an example of people who are strong, but they're not so big, because calisthenics is like gymnastics, okay? And if you look at most gymnasts, yeah, not the world champions, they're not even that big. Yes, they have something, but they're not so crazy big, okay? And they still, even they gained with calisthenics good amounts of muscles, even if they did mostly bodyweight stuff. But even gymnasts do weights. So yeah. Okay, now let me explain the best method, for example, for muscle gaining and strength gaining that's in my workout plan, yeah? So let's say with the best method for muscle gaining and strength gaining, you progress in strength like this, yeah? So your progress in strength is going up. Let's say you gain 10 kilos in a working set, then 20 kilos in a working set, then 30 kilograms in a working set. Your muscles are getting slowly, like if the speed of strength is like this, your muscles, so this is your muscle growth, this is your strength growth. It's going like this. It's very slow. This process is slow, even if you have the best method in the world for strength gaining, for everything. Even the diet is perfect. Even genetics is perfect. The muscles are getting stronger faster than they're getting bigger. This is something normal. But it's just some methods you can gain strength, but the muscles are slower. So the muscle gains are getting slower. But if you use the best method for muscle gaining, then your strength is going up fast, but your muscles are also getting bigger a bit faster than other methods that work on strength. So again, there's methods that work on strength that are not so effective for muscle growth. They are still effective, so you will still gain muscles, but not as much as other methods that are focused more on muscle growth and a bit less on strength growth. Okay, but again, it's almost impossible to gain more muscles without getting stronger. It's impossible. Okay, and some people might not notice this and they might not agree because they focus on just form and they don't focus on getting stronger, but they still get bigger. It's because you are still getting stronger, but it's just because you don't track your progress, you don't track the weight, you don't see yourself get stronger, but you are getting stronger. Because again, it's impossible to gain muscles without getting stronger. It's impossible.